Were the other two that came, did they stay on, I wonder? Or
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies are having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a bold world for me. For me. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life, it's a new life for me. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I feel so good. I feel so good. I'm feeling good.
Wow. We're not on live stream yet, so I'll just say that's what you. And happy Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to Unity San Francisco.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Deanne.
Good morning, Ken.
I am Reverend Ken Daigle, and the senior minister here.
And I'm Reverend Deanne Morency. I'm the associate minister here.
And if you're just tuning in, our music director, Miss Misa Malone, just treated us all to a little
Knocked it out of the park.
impromptu concert of feeling good.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling good.
Are you feeling good?
I'm feeling really the groove now. Yes. And trying to remember that during this time in the world is important. And I don't want to diminish it either. The people of Ukraine are not feeling that at the moment.
No.
So.
And anytime any of us actually allow ourselves to be present to what's happening there, we're also perhaps not doing as wonderfully as that. In honor of the Ukraine today.
The national flower.
This is the national flower, the sunflower. So we have that as our flower dedication for today.
And I've been fielding a lot of questions, and maybe you've been wrestling with this yourself too, about, we teach there's one power and one presence. And our second principle, of course, is that we're all expressions of the divine. So is Vladimir Putin an expression of the divine? And the answer is yes.
Take a breath. Take a breath,
And
yes.
Yeah. And here's the subtlety of it is his actions. Hi, everybody. His actions are not what we call good, right? The actions are, we can call them out for being out of alignment. He is using his innate divine power of strength that we all have.
And will.
But he's not balancing it with the powers of love and understanding and wisdom. Right? And so he's out of alignment and is wreaking havoc in the world. And how do we stay in principle, stay in all of the power, stay in love and compassion and strength and our own will as a balance to the forces that affect the world is the world's struggle. And it has been for millennia.
And it's also our personal struggle. I just invite you to think about a time in your life where will and strength overcompensated in the world and the choices you were making. And we all have that capacity to overuse certain aspects of our divine gifts and to underuse other areas of ourselves. So while there's that larger awareness that there's a Jewish tradition that there's 18 righteous people who are anchoring for the entire planet all the good that there is. Mm-hmm. Those 18 people are so clear and so anchored, right, that they are actually creating a counterbalance for all the rest of us who are so messy in our understanding. And the thing about these 18 righteous people is that if you think you're one of those 18 righteous people, then you're not one of those 18 righteous people. That they don't know that they are one of these anchors, avatars. So in other traditions, you might call them avatars of light. And so that, for me, I come back to that again and again as I watch what's happening in the world, that it's my role in this is to inhabit as much light as I can.
Right.
My role in this is to show up for myself and for everyone with more compassion, with more love, to exercise my capacity to be larger and be compassionate for all the ways that my will, you guys know me, my will can take over.
Really?
Not that you know anything about that, Ken.
No, that's why we work so well together. Like, there's an equal power in our wills. And we might call it in our world, too, the Christ in you. And the Christ nature, or Richard Rohr in the Catholic tradition, Teilhard de Chardin talk about the omega point, that Christ consciousness that we're all evolving to have that holy balance, that wholeness. And that's why we call Jesus our elder brother and way shower, as Jesus is demonstrated in the scriptures, is written as that perfect balance. of all of those powers.
Right.
So that's what we step into. And release what is not ours. And that's part of the hard thing to do, is to stay present to the suffering and the things in the world, and to release what is ours to let go of and step up where it's ours to step up. So there's lots of different ways we can all step up. And I know you're probably all watching it on the news and following it in your lives as well. So this is a moment where the world needs to be clear, and we need to be that
just as
clarity.
clear.
So Misa's going to sing for us, and we're going to take this to prayer.
Going to invite the prayer chaplains to rise as they encircle and anchor this community in love and light. They're holding the live stream community as well. We're not confined by time and space. It's one of the beauties of our teaching.
Right. And just to give a thought of what it is we need to release, what emotions are not serving us, to helping us achieve the highest and the best.
There was a time in my life when I thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the love of God was sufficient. I didn't know the grace of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling to make it through another day, let it go. Let it all go. Deep in your heart, say, I release and I let go. I let Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. Through my faith I see the light. I am free in spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God, 'cause I release and I let go and let Spirit run my life. And my heart is open, open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. Through my faith I can see the light. Free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here as God.
So we breathe into this space, this place that is the I am that we are. the truth of our being that has never been hurt, harmed, or endangered. We allow that space to grow in our awareness. And with such gentleness, with such compassion, we allow the light that we are to dissolve away anything that is not like it. We see the fears and the doubts and the worries. We see our sense that it should be a certain way. Anything that is standing as an obstacle to your greatest and highest good in this moment, allow it to fall away, releasing all that does not serve. And it is from this space of clarity, from this space of truth, that I bless this service. I bless each one of us. I bless this planet. I bless the Ukraine. I bless anywhere where there is conflict or strife. And I know that we are so powerful that as we anchor peace, peace is palpably present. That as we say yes to the highest vibration of love and light, that there is nothing that can stand as an obstacle to that love, to that light. No thing, no person. The truth that we are, radiant and resplendent. So we lift this high. We open our hearts and we just say yes to the willingness to release, to let go, to be the love, to be the joy that is our true nature and our true name. How grateful I am for this opportunity to be still and know peace is right now. Love is right now. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you, everyone. So, if you are interested in bringing whatever might be heavy in your heart to this prayer field, please know that the prayer chaplains who are standing with the stoles are absolutely available and accessible at all times. So they'll be available after service. And we also have a prayer request. If you would rather just write something down, you can submit it in the prayer box. On the back of your connection cards, which I'm going to get to in a moment, there's also a space and a place for you to be able to write out any prayer request. Just know that the prayer chaplains love holding you in truth, right? So help them to live into their greatest calling and take advantage and ask them for prayer. So if you look at the program in front of you, and if you don't have a program, please just raise your hand and someone will come around and get one for you. Tyler, can I have one, please? In the program in front of you, you'll notice that there is a flap on the side, which I would love everybody in here to tear off right now. And what we'd like you to do is to fill out the front for this moment. And if you're watching online, if you're on the live stream with us, there is a button that you can click so that you can participate in this process as well. So please fill out the front of your connection card. Let us know who you are. If you're a first-time guest, we absolutely want to know that. If you're a returning guest, please still let us know that you were here. And if there's any changes in your contact information, please do let us know. It took Ken almost 6 weeks to get his new address into our system. So don't be that person. And we will come back to this later on in the service for the spiritual practices on the back of it. As I said, if you were a first-time guest, we do have a gift for you. And there are in the lobby. You can also absolutely reach out to Ken and myself, and we'll be happy to hand one to you personally. If you're watching online, please just let us know, and we'll be sure to email you or send you something via snail mail. So I'm going to invite the music team back up here right now. We're going to step into our community song, which is One Step. And we are also going to step into our meet and greet, which you are invited to say hello to everyone who is in Zoom. You're invited to greet each other. Please do respect everyone's personal social distancing, what they feel comfortable with. So I'm going to invite everyone to rise as you are willing and able. Even you guys at home, stand on up for One Step.
1, 2, 3.
One step, one step, one step, one step.
Old-time religion is a box I do not fit in. I am metaphysical, I am transcendent. Change the situation by changing your mind. Raise the vibration by knowing you are divine.
Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I surrender to the presence of the God in me. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I am practicing the presence of the Goddess in me.
What do you believe? You got to know your truth. Pure potential possibility, that is you. If you stand in opposition, you perpetuate the thing. Would you resist? Persist, so let love be what you bring.
Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I surrender to the presence of the God in me. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I am practicing the presence of the Goddess in me. One step, one step, one step, one step. Follow your intuition and the passion that you got. Be pulled by your vision, don't get pushed by your thoughts. Everything experienced is energetic. Be aware of energy, you give and you get it. Out of the routine, step into observer state. Change your mind by changing habits, choose a different way. Say oh yes to your highest and your best. What you desire, you can straight up manifest. Just say yes. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I surrender to the presence of the God in me. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I am practicing the presence of the Goddess in one step, 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 one step.
All right, we have reached our time of meet and greet. Please make sure you greet your friends and neighbors with handshakes, hugs, toe taps, elbows, hip bumps, whatever is most comfortable for them. Please remember to say hi to our fellows on Zoom.
Everybody.
Happy Sunday!
Woo! Hi. So good to see you today. Oh my God, has it been 2 years? Woo! Wow. Party! You good. You bad. You good. Say hi. Oh, so good to see you all. Mwah. I'm gonna let someone else.
Hi, everybody. So good to see everybody. Oh, Kate and Mark, that's so wonderful. It feels like you've been with us for forever because you're right here. So it feels much longer. Hey, Ethel, good to see you.
Hi guys. So we're going to do the Lent booklet now. If you have your Lent booklets, if you all got your Lent booklets in the mail, we're going to talk about Lent. All right? So everybody here in the room, it is time to take our seats again. And Deanne's on platform. There'll be more time after.
So, as always, we will have a wonderful hospitality after service. So all of this lovely energy, we will get to continue downstairs when service is over. So Lent has started, and Unity holds Lent in a very, very unique way. For a lot of traditions, it's about giving something up, and there's something in it around an atonement for something. And how we hold this practice in Unity, because it is still a very important Unity practice, is that we already know that you are at one-ment. We know that you are already whole. And so the invitation is to look at what is yours to release and what is yours to renew. So for these next 40 days, we are going to be consciously doing what we did basically in the opening prayer, is opening ourselves up to what is it that is in my way, and what is it that I can anchor for myself that will enable me to show up as the truth of who I am. The gifts that you have that are uniquely yours, so that they can shine more brightly in the world. So each of these Lent, the way it works is there's one day where it's something that you are releasing, and then the next day, it has a companion where it's something that you are renewing. And they are in the front seat pockets of the chairs in front of you. Please take them. Bring one for a friend. You can grab them. We have a lot of them. If you're watching online, please know that you just let us know, and we will be happy to drop one in the mail for you. So I'm going to invite Tyler to come on up here right now in all of his magnificence, his radiantness.
Thanks, Deanne. Loving new haircut, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Speaking of radiance.
I went short. Right?
Speaking of radiance.
And he is going to share today's reading with us. So just sit back and let it wash over you.
About release. I release problems that seem overwhelming. Some days I awaken feeling stressed and burdened even before my day begins. My to-do list is too long. I should have done more yesterday. A deadline is set for tomorrow. How will I make that deadline? Pressures from the outside world and from my own inner expectations weighing me down. During these times, problems seem overwhelming. However, no matter the challenge or the demand, I can be kind to myself. I pause and notice the sensations of stress and agitation in my body. Then I breathe. Long, slow breaths. I give myself the gift of a little break, a short walk, a spiritual reading, a moment of prayer, or I simply sit back and close my eyes. By taking time out from the busyness of my day, I feel balance returning to my mind and body. In that moment, I can remember I am not on this journey alone. I remind myself, God and I are one. We are in this life experience together. I don't have to carry the burden of my cares and concerns alone. I lean on the peace and strength of God, and the feeling of overwhelm begins to subside. Our affirmation today, I release problems that seem overwhelming. Can we know this together? I release problems
that seem overwhelming.
And so it is. Ken.
Thank you, Tyler. So my talk today is called 1 Minute Miracle. We could all use them, right? 1 minute 1 second to shift from struggle to grace. 1 minute is all it takes to take a deep breath, to realign yourself and remember that connection. 1 moment is all we really ever need to change from reaction and move into response. So what is it that you need do in this moment? What is it that is calling you higher? What is it that's keeping you from being who you're really here to be? Right? Are you here to be your job description, your title, right? Your name? Something within you knows, because it lights you up. It keeps calling you every time you go off course, going, hey, remember me? This is what you're really supposed to be doing. And how do we do it in every stage of our lives? That's always the juggle, the struggle, the constant balance. So I'm going to invite our music team back onto platform, because there's a song that talks about that. Come on up, guys. I'm going to invite our music team up onto platform. I know I said that, right? Right, okay. And then this is a song that Brittany, who's here as our soloist today, Brittany Gilmore, sang for us almost 2 years ago as we entered COVID, right? And she's here to sing it live finally. Brittany Gilmore.
Every inch of me is trembling, but not from the cold. Something is familiar, like a dream I can reach, but not quite hold. I can sense you there, like a friend I've always known. I'm arriving, it feels like I am home. I have always been a fortress, cold secrets deep inside. You have secrets too, but you don't have to hide. Show yourself, I'm dying to meet you. Show yourself, it's your turn. Are you the one I've been looking for all of my life? Show yourself, I'm ready to learn. I've never felt so certain. All my life I've been torn, but I'm here for a reason. Could it be the reason I was born? I have always been so different. Normal rules did not apply. Is this the day? Are you the way? I finally find out why. Show yourself, I'm no longer trembling. Here I am, I've come so far. You are the answer I've waited for all of my life. Oh, show yourself, let me see who you are. Come to me now, open your door. Don't make me wait. into your power. Grow yourself into something new. You're the one you've been waiting for all of my life. Oh, show yourself.
Brittany, Cleo, and Callie. Woo! Wow. Yeah. When they first did that song for us, when Brittany first sang it for us back in lockdown, it was in her backyard or one of her relatives' backyards. And everyone had to do their part separately, and we had to put it all back together, right? And it's the first time they've been able to sing it in person together. So, knock it out of the park. And do you remember that time when we thought it was going to be a couple weeks? I remember we were on retreat. Funny now, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. And do you remember how we all set these audacious goals? How many people were going to learn a new language? Anybody do that? So, did you learn a new language? No, you just set the goal. Yes, okay. Right? And mine was I was going to really get into shape, and I was just going to hike all the hills around my house, and I set new goals on my Fitbit, right, so that I could get up to 50 stairs a day, climbing 50 flights of stairs a day. Yeah, that went away about the first week, and because now, after 2 months, after what was going to be a couple months turned into many months, and now we're into 2 years, it's just overwhelming to think about all those goals we set, and to find ourselves not only binging TV, but also binging on food, and the goal to be in shape led to the goal to lose weight. And then it reminds me of all the other goals I've made to lose weight, and how many times I've lost and gained the same 20 pounds, or now 30 pounds back and forth. And those audacious big goals that I love and I teach don't seem to be working anymore, because on the exterior of my life and emotionally in my life, there's all this noise and all this fear and all this trepidation, and I've internalized it. I have had to manage it as part of our work here, had to look at and make decisions daily, weekly, monthly, and as all of us have, about how do we protect ourselves, how do we protect our families, how do we protect each other, how do we navigate this? And it is taken a toll on all of us. The fear has been internalized for me. And I keep reminding myself that, I can go back. A miracle is just a shift in perception from fear to love, right? So in fear, I'm thinking that there's something out that's going to get me. When I can shift to love, and I can love everyone in the process, everything's okay. When I can love each other and love myself and love all of it, the chance to be alone with my family, the chance to recreate everything. And that's what, when we sang this song 2 years ago, we thought we'd be talking about, it's a chance to reinvent ourselves and what we can do. And those big, audacious goals were really the divine calling us. But what I've learned in the interim, in this time, is that I need to step back and become a beginner again on a really fundamental level and talk about what I'm willing to be a beginner at, what I'm willing to be bad at, right? What I'm willing to not have to show up all done. Because to really create anything new, I have to start from scratch. Because otherwise I'm just layering something on top of an old system, which sometimes is helpful, but if I want to create something that hasn't happened before, I have to go back to those beginning steps. You know, there's some sayings that have crossed my mind and crossed our lives, right? Easy does it. Never understood that one. I was always just go for it, go for it. But easy does it and slow down. The turtle wins the race. Huh. Yeah, I remember that story. I read it to my kids. There's a metaphor in it for me? Huh. The turtle wins the race. Take small, incremental steps. There's such wisdom in that understanding. There's such wisdom in knowing that if I just take one foot in front of the other, I get to where I need to go. And if I'm willing to show up as a student, willing to show up as someone who doesn't know it, doesn't have it all figured out, to be that vulnerable is a place of great strength, right? Not insecurity, and what we were talking about earlier, not having to invade a country to show everybody how strong you are and how powerful you are. How about showing up by saying, I don't know, but this is where I am, and I'm willing to learn. That's amazing core strength. And I often have said this, but it's now really coming home to me once again. Baby steps are not small for the baby. They are life-changing miracles. And how do baby steps occur? They long for it. They see us walking. They see us driving, and they try and figure out at every moment in their lives how they can do that too. And if you remember watching one of your relatives or the less baby you watch learn how to walk, they are not good at it. And it's adorable, right? But think about it. Do you know how you walk right now? You just get up and walk, don't you? Although some of you who just had knee surgery really appreciate it more than others at the moment. But we have learned to walk. We were all those babies falling on our butts, crying because we can't figure out how to walk, and then so excited when we did. By process of elimination. By keep doing it day after day after day and going, oh, that didn't work. That didn't work. Oh, that did. Right? And whilst we were going through that, we also continued to crawl. It didn't matter to us that one moment we would walk and one moment we would crawl. That was most efficient for us at the time. But somehow as adults, we don't think we can do that. That we have to figure it out, have it all worked out alone in private or with a coach. The new one is, I'll have a coach that'll teach me that. And when I show up, I'll be all ready for it, right? Rather than showing up as we are and learning on the spot. The way we make new neural pathways, the way the baby learns to walk, is by doing it over and over and over again until it is second nature and they don't have to think about it to walk. That's how we create a new life. And in COVID, we all set these big, audacious goals, wanting to just dive in since we were going to be in lockdown. But right now, we have an opportunity to really do it by going back to simplicity. It says, there's great teaching out there, and I know it personally in my life. It takes 90 days to form a new habit. So not many of us, from the show of hands here in the room, made it through those first 90 days of COVID with our big audacious goals. So what I've learned is that not only does it take 90 days to make a new habit, it takes a year or more of doing it to build it into a new way of being, a new way of living, and becomes your default position after you go through a whole annual cycle of all the phases of your life with this new habit. So what teachers have developed, and what I am really excited on, and all of my students, I'm looking at them here in our Year of Abundance, are working on too, is going back to 1-minute goals. And the reason that 1-minute goals work is because motivation can come and go. We can all have a desire for this great achievement, but motivation may wane some days when we're not feeling up to it, and we pass on climbing 50 flights of stairs that day, or pass on learning a new language. Understanding doesn't get us out of bed to go running or to the gym. Willpower can't always get us to sit down and meditate, because our will's going, no, we should be doing something active right now, right? So we should be doing this instead. But look, there's something on TikTok that I have to watch right now, right? And we stop doing what we say we want. But if you could break it down to something as small as possible, would it be possible for you to do it every day? I also want to just mention one other thing. Our ability to shift our behavior boils down to repetition, or as I like to call it, the law of least effort. Right? There is a spiritual law of least effort. It's not very talked about in Unity, but it's that as human beings, we want to take the easiest route all the time. We want to get to the finish line the quickest possible way. And unfortunately, in spiritual practice, that's not actually the best route. The slow, steady, winding path is actually the one for spiritual development. So that question I asked earlier, where I asked you, what is it that you're willing to be a beginner at, couples with this statement. If you could strip down your goal, even one of your big, audacious goals from the start of COVID, to the smallest possible increment, the smallest possible thing that you could do every day, no matter what, in 1 minute, what would it be? Right? What would you do if you could boil it down so that you couldn't fail? Mine was, I'm going to walk for a minute a day. Right? Now, consciously walk. Obviously, we walk, but I was going to stop whatever I was doing, walk out the front door, and walk for 1 minute every day. And that's the only goal I set myself for the last month. And guess what? I did it every day. So I've got 30 days of doing that. Now, most days, I walked much more than a minute. But on the days where I was too busy or chained to the desk or running after kids, I didn't count running after the kids as walking because it wasn't mine. This was for me that I wanted to do. And so I would just go out the front door, walk around the perimeter of my house for 1 minute and walk back in. And that conscious shift into doing something that I couldn't fail at has made all the difference in my life for this last month. I now walk a lot more than a minute every day. And yesterday at 3 o'clock, I hit 11,000 steps for the first time in a long time on my Fitbit. And it started vibrating on my hand. And I was like, oh, look at that, without having to do it. So when we have this opportunity to reset, whatever your goal is, to be a better person, to be a better steward of the environment, to meditate daily, to learn a new language. If we just set a simple goal that we would do it for 1 minute a day, turn on Rosetta Stone or one of the other learning apps for 1 minute. And that's all you're forcing yourself to do. What you're doing is refiring the cells in your mind, and you're making the neural pathways happen, connect, and wire together so that you don't have to expend effort to do it. It becomes part of your life. And I'm gonna go back, one little note of caution before I go on is that the moment you start to make a bigger, audacious goal again, okay, so now I've got this 1 minute thing down, and now I am going to run a half marathon. Well, not for me, not running a half marathon, or even climbing the 50 flights of stairs again. We risk it all. Danger, Will Robinson, right? Our egos have now gotten engaged, and we want to jumpstart the process. If we keep the goal as simple as possible, we experience the miracle. Because most days you will walk more. You will meditate longer. You will stay on Rosetta Stone longer. You will do more for the environment than 1 minute's worth. But all you're committing to is that minute, is that time of focus. And once you have that down, it's all open. And then what do you add to it? What's the next one? Baby steps are not small. They're life-changing. And we, as adults who think we know everything, have to remember the truth that we knew back then. Look at this. This is phenomenal. And I deserve applause for meditating for 1 minute a day. Right? You deserve your own applause for walking for 1 minute a day, for doing any of those things that are bringing you to a larger self, to show your full self, the wholeness of who you are, rather than being constantly feeling like you failed or didn't live up to your own ideals or standards because you couldn't do the things that are just not mentally set up in your mind yet. The Dalai Lama said it this way: the goal is not to be better than the other man, but your previous self. The goal and the miracle is that today we're better than we were yesterday, or 1 week ago, or 1 year ago. And once again, here, my new affirmation: happy end of COVID. Happy end of COVID. Happy end of COVID. At the end of COVID, we get to really claim those things we thought we were claiming at the beginning of COVID. But we do it in 1 minute increments and experience a 1 minute miracle multiple times a day. 1 minute miracles that transform our lives easily, with grace, with peace, and with sustainability. Sustainability for our lives. A goal that doesn't add stress. Yeah, a goal that doesn't add stress in your life, right? How sweet would that be? So I invite you, as we enter this new phase, and happy end of COVID, to make the 1 minute miracle a part of your life. To commit to really, really scaled down goals and succeed. So let's take that to our time of meditation. We invite our music team back up, and Deanne's going to lead meditation for us today. So I invite you to get comfortable in your seat and to allow this music and this song to transport you. Oh, just one question though, Brittany. Did you learn to sing with a big audacious goal or a small little goal?
It's been all over the place, but the small goals do help a lot.
I know. Well, I set a big goal to be a dancer, right? And it took 10 years. And I look back on it, and every moment it was the little steps along the way that made all the difference. Yeah, thank you.
On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star. You'll feel part of every mountain, sea, and shore. You can hear from far and near a world you've never, ever heard before. And on a clear day, on a clear day, you can see forever and ever and ever and
So we breathe into this space, this place that is that clear day in our consciousness, in our awareness. We allow ourselves to quiet and to still. Willing to touch the wisdom that is the root of our root, the core of our core, that is always available, always accessible. That deep wisdom that is always guiding us. It is ourselves guiding ourselves so that we may show up as our greatest, highest good. So into this space, this place, we ask, what is ours to do as a beginner? What is seeking to emerge as our life that we perhaps don't even really know how to do? And can we open into that beginner's mind? Can we open into the idea that we are this evolving love, this evolving consciousness, this evolving awareness? And that as we step out in what is ours to do, willing to not know, that whatever it is that we need arises within us. The 1 minute miracle, the one baby step that we are invited to take, the one goal that we can set for ourselves, that we can do. So let us rest here in this sacred container and listen deeply to how we are being invited to step into our own 1 minute miracle. Let's rest in the silence and listen. How grateful I am for the stillness, for the truth of our beingness. So we know that we go forth this day, continuing to listen, continuing to be open to what is ours to do in this 1 minute that is enabling us to step into who we are called to be with an ease, with a grace, with a joy. And if you received or heard the clarity, we lift that high. And if you didn't hear that clarity, I see and I know that this is continuing to work through each of us this day, this week, this month, this year. The willingness to experience a miracle again and again and again. How grateful I am for this time to be still and know the 1 minute miracle that is my life, that is your life, and all the ways that we get to show up as our most divine self. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you, Brittany. So I said that we would come back to the connection cards. I'll keep going there, Thomas. I said we would come back to the connection cards, and now is when we are going to come back to the connection cards. So there are spiritual practices that are suggestions to support you in this willingness to step into the 1 minute miracle. So that first spiritual practice, so if you are watching at home, there is a button that you can click that will allow you to also participate in the spiritual practices, and then they will be emailed back to you so that you can follow them. If you're here in the sanctuary, the program has the spiritual practices listed inside, so you can check them off on the connection card to be held in prayer, and you also have a copy you can take home with you. So the spiritual practices for today, the first spiritual practice is commit to a single 1 minute goal. Just say yes to a 1 minute goal. Be willing to be unremarkable at first. All right, can we say yes to that? Shift perspective from fear to love. So whatever is bringing that trepidation up inside of you, can we shift that and make that about love? Can we shift that and make that about a 1 minute experience that you're going to be engaging with? And the last one is experience the 1 minute miracles of your life. So we are about to pass, it is our time of offering. And when we pass the baskets around, you can put, along with your offering, you can put your spiritual connection card into the basket.
Let me add one little thing too, because our bookkeeper asked us. If you're putting your connection card in the basket, please don't put it in the envelope. I'm watching Marty do it right now. And I'll tell you why. Because we don't open those till the bookkeeper gets here on Friday. because it has money sometimes in it, and we count with 2 people there. So if you put your connection card outside in the basket, Deanne and I get it earlier in the week.
Yeah, we get it much faster.
So we get this whole batch of connection cards later in the week. Sorry, a little bit of bookkeeping.
No, that totally works. So it is our time for giving and receiving. So in the chair backs in front of you, there are tithing envelopes, which you can use if you're watching online. We also have a link underneath the live stream. It's in the chat if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook. And you can make a donation that way. And I am going to invite Dean Harvey to come on up here and share why it is that he gives to Unity San Francisco.
Good morning, Unity San Francisco. Thank you. Why do I give of my time, talent, and treasure to Unity San Francisco? One, it feels good. This is our community, and you know, I had to have a discussion with the family when we decided to get involved in the capital campaign for the window, but now every time that I come in and I look at that window, I feel good. I feel like I've given something to our community. Also, I realize that it takes money to run this place. These lights don't come on and stay on by themselves. You know, we, the community, us that are sitting in these seats, and those of you online are the ones that make this all work, and this is ours. You know, we all have a part of this, everyone who's a member. Time is easy. I'm here, and I give my time because it's just naturally in me. It feels like the thing to do. I'm sure if you were at home and you walked by paper on your front yard, you would pick it up. It's the natural thing to do. Talent, you know, if you can nail that board up yourself, I'm sure you're trying to nail it up yourself. So giving of time and your treasure, the treasure is the big one. That was the one I had difficulty with in the beginning, but now I see the payoff. I see it every day. I see it in your faces. I feel good when I come in, and our community just keeps growing. So all I can say is give and give generously. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. So we have an affirmation that we say with our offering. So I invite you to open your heart, open your beingness. However you give, we are very grateful here at Unity San Francisco. So I'll say it first. I invite you to repeat it after me. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. Can we know this together, please? I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. And so it is. Amen. So the baskets are going to come around. Feel free to put your spiritual connection and your tithe in the baskets.
So join us for service. Like I said,
you'll get Misa before service starts if you're actually here in person.
Right, in person, and it is delightful to have you here and online. I was really enjoying seeing everybody. Mark and Kate, I'm giving a shout out to Mark and Kate in the Zoom room, who, so that I can see what they're wanting to say, have it on a whiteboard, and they hold it up.
They hold it up for us, and it's 2 years that they have been remote members and been attending Unity San Francisco.
And members, they joined as members last year. They're members in Detroit, Michigan. Shout out. And we have Denise was online.
Ethel was online.
Right? And another one in Michigan, one
Lori
in New York.
was online.
And your mom was last week. She may be there now from Florida. So we're all over the country. And so there's lots of different ways to join us. And we look forward to seeing you in all those different forms.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to do this so he's not talking about himself. So Ken's 10-year ordination celebration is coming up.
Wow. Blink.
Yes, right?
Right?
So it's going to be next Sunday. There's going to be a huge celebration. We're going to have a wonderful, is it potluck we're doing downstairs?
Yeah, we're doing potluck. So one of the ways you contribute, first off, I don't want presents. Really don't want presents. You can give to Unity San Francisco.
You can give a tithe to Unity San Francisco.
You can give to Unity San Francisco in my honor. JD wants the presents. He's raising his hand.
JD's like, what about me?
You can give financially here to...
I do want to say, though, that this is also JD's 10-year anniversary of being a minister's husband.
For being the minister's spouse. Oi. Didn't know what you were signing up for, did you, honey? That's all right. And one of the other ways that you can give to the event is to bring a dish. I'm going to make jambalaya. Because I made it for my ordination party, too.
I know.
Like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
so I'm going to make
that's right.
jambalaya. But we will need lots of other stuff to go with it.
Yes.
All right? So, yes. And,
So please
here they
join
come.
us next Sunday. Here come the kids.
And then on April 2nd, Deanne is teaching an intensive workshop for affirmative prayer. This is a requirement to take it if you want to go to the retreat, the affirmative prayer retreat back in May. Hi, kids. Come
Hi,
on
you
up.
guys. Oh my goodness,
Oh my
everybody's
God.
so
Batman's
sparkly.
in the house.
Everybody's
and they both
so
got sparkly
sparkly.
dresses.
I
That is so cool.
So if you have any questions about the affirmative prayer workshop, reach out to me. If you took the one I offered previous this year or anytime in the last 2 years online or whatever, that can count. Just come talk to me.
Great.
Okay?
Right. And so I think it is now meditations. Let's try meditating. Want to meditate with me? Deanne, take this one.
So we have our daily meditations. Our Reverend Elizabeth is here on Sundays before service doing a beautiful sound meditation. And then Peace in the Midst has been happening, going on 2 years now, which is amazing. Every weekday at noon for 15 minutes. You can join us online in the Zoom room, or you can also catch them on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
And the prayer chaplains are available to pray. So they'll be here upstairs. They're also available downstairs. So grab them. If you see anybody with a white stole, they're happy to pray with you. Do not think you're interrupting them.
Great.
They love being interrupted.
Yes. Yes. And now it is time for the blessing of the children. Now, kids, you can come up. Come on up. We're getting the timing. We're going to get this timing back. Right? Yay! It is time to bless the girls' kids, and especially the kids in Ukraine.
Yes.
Right now, separated from their families. There's a bunch of kids who don't have their mommies and daddies this close. Come on in so we can all hug you. So for all the world's children, we have an affirmation. It goes, you are God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are. We do, wherever you are. Shall we know this together?
Gonna see behind the curtain.
That's Papa's office.
That's Papa's office. It was. It's a construction zone right now.
So let's know this together. Guys, you want to come take your affirmation?
Okay. Well,
I know you
you
haven't
can't go
done
in there,
this in
sweetie. It's a
forever. You probably
construction
don't
zone right
remember
now.
it.
So you can't
So we
go
have
in
an
there. If you have to go
affirmation.
pee,
They're all
you
going
can go
to say
downstairs,
this to
okay?
you and with you. Yeah, come here. Here we go. Well, okay. Ready? You are
God's perfect child
of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are.
All right.
Yeah, so we're going to dance. Hang out, kids, and we'll dance here in a minute. Thank you to everybody who made today's service possible. Our youth and family team. Woo!
Hey! Our
music.
fabulous music team.
Woo! Our
band.
AV and our band, our AV team. Woo! Thank you, guys. All three of you back there
All right,
that
come
make
on
that
up,
happen.
you guys.
All right, and the music team's going to come up. Our last affirmation is, I commit to creating a world of safety, equity, and equality. Can we know that together?
I commit to creating a world of safety, equity, and equality.
Yes,
And
so
we have
it
a
is.
new song.
This is going to be fun. I invite you to stand as you're willing and able and to make a joyful noise with us.
So Ken.
New song. Hope
said
you
he had
like
to
it.
go
It's an
pee.
old song.
That's why he went into the
Depending on how
office.
you grew up. But I think it's new to Unity. Again. 2 steps. Here we go. I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible. I feel the intangible. And I see the invisible. I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible. I feel
receive it. Affirm it will happen today. Hey, hey. Just believe and receive it. Affirm it will happen today.
Ken? Woo! Happy Sunday, everybody.
Wait, I want to give a shout out to our newest member
Marcus Dean.
of our music team,
Marcus.
Dean.
Woo! And now for an encore. You like this one? We should keep it, right? Come on.
I expect a miracle. Every day I am firm. There is a way. Always a way. I expect a miracle. Every day I am firm. There is a way. Always a way. I expect a miracle. Every day I am firm. There is a way. Always a way. I expect a miracle. Every day I am firm. There is a way. Always a way. I expect a miracle. Every day I am firm. There is a way. Always a way. I expect a miracle. Every day I am firm. There is a way. Always a way.
Happy Sunday.